Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees and welcome to a special Let's Build episode of our 5-Head Island Let's Play extravaganza of awesomeness, fun times, and all of the adventures that we're going to be enduring. Words. Why are words so hard? I don't understand it. I remember a time in my youth where words weren't so difficult. In any case, this is going to be a special 10-minute Let's Build that took me 6.5 hours to record over a couple of sessions. Someone asked, hey, can't you just do the Let's Build live? Haha! No, I cannot. If I could find 6 hours to set aside for a single Let's Build video live stream, then sure, but no. So I decided to start off my Let's Build by, first off, you might have seen it there in the beginning, I moved my aqueous accumulator a little bit closer to where we're generating obsidian, because I am redoing the mob spawner with obsidian, so creepers can't get out of it. We're going with a bit of a tri-wing design thing situation here. I tried to cheat by using the saw to chop the obsidian into little bits, which maintained its rigidity, its strength, its integrity. Unfortunately, light could pass through it, and once I realized that, oh, was I in for a world of pain, because I had to take all of those little obsidian, I have trouble with that word. I had to take down the obsidian sheets and replace them with proper obsidian, which took forever, and also I had to wait for all the obsidian to generate, but fortunately it went a lot faster with the aqueous accumulator just next doors. And I decided to do the monster spawner first because I wanted to get at least one of the 3 wings online and producing materials again, because I knew I would need a lot of iron to get all 3 of these up and running, and I did. I got the first one up and running with all the materials we had on hand. The second one came up pretty quick, but at that point I was out of iron, and I had to wait for more to be generated in the monster spawner's 2 existing wings before I could get the 3rd one online, and actually, that took a really long time. You can kind of see me back there in the background working on wing number 2, and once I finally got that operating, I went for a bit of a weird design here. What the heck just happened? I can't see my Let's Build anymore. I'm sorry. Someone's at my door. Pause? Yeah, that was my dad. He had to bring me a thing, which I'm very appreciative of. I don't remember where I was, but I was on a bit of a roll. Let's talk about the glowstone. So I found that you could, unlike the obsidian was only a problem because light passed through it. With the glowstone, though, you can take a single block of glowstone and using the saw that we built last episode, chop it down into 16 panels, which produce the same amount of light as a standard block of glowstone, so obviously I used that for light. Now the reason for the obsidian was so creepers couldn't blow up the walls. I decided to take another step and just build a massive quadruple high wall around the whole darn thing. And then also, I built a double-sized wall around the quadruple-sized wall, so monsters are pretty well secured. Nothing's getting out of there, and nothing's getting in unless they blow up the 2 gates. That's literally all it takes, is blow those up and you can get right on out. But I don't think they're going to be able to figure that out. They're not necessarily intelligent monsters, are they? Now, I wish I had checked the obsidian with the chisel, because I found some chiseled stone that I liked a lot, and there was some great chiseled obsidian, but the amount of time it would take to take all that obsidian down and then chisel it and then put it back up. Now, I realize you can just right-click, I think it is, or left-click on the already placed obsidian with the chisel, and it will chisel it, but that also damages the chisel, and I wasn't in any rush to do that. I was kind of hoping it would last through the whole Let's Build, and it did, so maybe I can go back and change that obsidian, now that you can see it behind all the walls. So I decided to move lava production as well as power production over here. My thinking being this: we have to be, I think, 20-ish blocks away from the monster spawn in order for monsters to generate. So if I took everything that was automated, things I didn't have to interact with, and I put it over here by the monster spawner, kind of as a barrier between where my crafting is going to be and where my spawning is, that'll keep, or where the monsters are spawning, that keeps us like a good distance away from them and keeps us from interfering with that. So I set up 2 different rows of, I believe, 12 cauldrons. What are they called? Oh my goodness, the things that produce the lava. I don't even know what they're called. I feel like cauldron's close, but I set up 2 different rows of 12 on either side, and one side is being used for power. As you can see over there, I'm moving all the machines over. The other side is going to be used for different various projects. Also, crucible is what they're called. Stone crucibles, maybe? I feel like I'm right on the edge. But after getting everything set up and automated over there, I realized I needed to go do real things in the real world and then I came back. So that was 3.5 hours of work. This is the next 3 hours of work. By the way, in between this and that, I mowed my yard. I dealt with a snake in my wall. It was a real full day, and I just wasn't feeling it. But I came back, and I started to try to determine how big of an area this automation portion was going to be, and I realized it had to be pretty big if it was going to keep me a minimum of 20 blocks away. I also decided I wanted to keep that block of dirt that you see there in the middle of all those stone slabs with the torch, because that is the first, like the original block of dirt that our first tree was on when we started. It's been there since the beginning. I didn't want to take it down, so I built kind of a shrine to it. I made it the centerpiece of the island, if you can call it an island, this man-made monstrosity that we've constructed here. And then I started to build more walls. I'm all about the walls. I like them. Keep everything separated in its place. On top of those walls, you can see some chiseled stone slabs, which I think look really, really good, that I had to cut down with a saw. But overall, I like the way that turned out. I like the cobblestone. I think that the cobblestone in this Faithful mod pack, as well as the chiseled stone slabs, looks really good. So I'm happy about that. I went ahead and I more or less put back together the automated Witchwater soul sand situation that we had. It's not running, but it is together. I then took out the big chunk of island that we used to have our lava generation on, and I replaced it with a smaller little island that's going to be used now for our trees. So this is where we're going to be generating trees from now on. Only 4 at a time, one of each variety that I use frequently. And once I had the island set up, I set all that up. I decided to run power above ground this time because dealing with power underwater was just a hassle. And in fact, doing that is what convinced me that maybe doing an underwater base was going to be a nightmare, because dealing with the water and the flowing and the no thank you. So instead, what we've got going on here is I've just ran the pipes above ground, and I think it looks fine. And as you can see there, I threw an emerald axe into the farm thingy-mabob, and it's good. Farming station. That's what it is. Can you tell it's been a couple of days since I've done this, so my brain's a bit frazzled, and I'm not really sure about the words that I'm saying right now. But farming station, wow, that's moving real fast. Goodness me, look at the sky move in the background. Wow! Now at this point I realized I would have to move my farming because I really want to get into mystical agriculture, and I think I might have actually said that right just then, so pats on the back all around. So I took down all the farming, and I made plans to move it as well as the animals. I built a whole lot more storage crates. I also built the dolly, and I even upgraded it to, I think it's the gold dolly, and my hope is that I could move crates around the island like that, but unfortunately, you cannot. You can move chests around, yes, full of items, it's great. You cannot move crates, though. I guess it has to be, like, manually added. I'm not sure how all that would work, but anyway, I sorted out all of the items into different crates, which is fine for now. There's a better way to do this. There's an actual mod dedicated to storage and the like that we'll look at in the future if this gets renewed for another 10 episodes. Again, all of this is a great big pile of if. Will it get renewed for another 10 episodes? If so, we'll do mystical agriculture, we'll look at better storage, maybe we'll even look at specific ways to spawn specific monsters, because you can build mob spawners in here, which is pretty neat. But over here is where I'm building the big pasture, where I'm going to put all of our animals from now on, and you'll notice that slimes like to spawn over there a lot. I don't know why. It is properly lit. I had F7 on for a lot of this build to make sure I had enough torches everywhere, but for some reason they just keep popping up in there, and I really don't understand why. So if you know and you could give me some feedback, please do. But after this, after we get the animals moved in there, I redid the current animal area as a farming area, which you'll see here in just a minute, but that's kind of at the end of the video. And looking at it, we've got about 40 seconds left if I started everything up at the right time, and this is all going to mesh together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this as an opportunity to say thank you folks for watching. I've really appreciated the support this series has gotten. If you want to help make sure this continues, join us Saturday, what is today, the 28th? Let me see if I can get my calculator. Oh gosh, no, just continue. Saturday, the 1st of July. Cool, for a live stream. July 2017. We'll discuss sometime then. Follow me on Twitter and I'll let you know the specifics of it. But that's when we're going to discuss whether or not we're going to continue this. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you later. Also, you get a tour of the island. Bye!